If you haven't seen Classroom of the Elite, what the frick are you doing? Bookmark this page right now, grab some snacks, watch the anime in bed, in the shower, while you're eating, while you're shitting, or while you're gooning. Matter of fact, watch it while shitting and gooning all at the same time, and then come back to this video, okay? As for those who have seen the anime, you already know who I'm talking about. The GOAT who barely had any screen time. Coenji. Now, he wasn't exactly a character I would have liked in the beginning. Remember when he didn't want to give up his seat to an old lady and instead bro tried to justify what he was doing? I was like, that is not a good look on you. But after finishing this anime, I want to retract that thought and say my apologies on disrespecting you, Sir Coenji. So what is up with all this glazing? What has he done to warrant all this meat riding? Well, ladies and gents, Coenji embodies the art of not giving a fuck. This man does not care, no matter the situation or how dire things can get. He simply does not care. Risk of being expelled? He'll sit there, legs up on the table. Need his help? No worries. He'll just Tarzan his way out of the jungle and quit the test. Wait, there's another test? Doesn't matter. He'll end it on his own terms. Oh no! Ryuen breaks his 1800s Victorian French Renaissance medieval handheld mirror that cost $20,000. Hold on! The simplest answer to all of this is because he's confident. That's it. But then we end up circling back to the same question. What has he done to get all that confidence? Well, if you want to achieve the state Coenji is in, he has two attributes that, in my opinion, are the only ones he needed. That is, ability and perception. Confidence is the byproduct of these two things. Firstly, why ability? This has more of an immediate effect. People around you see and witness what you do. A good example would be his athleticism and intelligence, later proven to be invaluable when they weighed in who should be expelled during the class poll special exam. Horikita vouched for Koenji's ability alone, even though he has caused friction in past exams, further solidifying himself against expulsion. Horikita knows she can still find use in him, and it's a fair gamble when you consider who the other options were. Of course, Ayano is an important and powerful figure, so his safety must be guaranteed. Sudo Ken operates in a similar position as Coenji, with him being good at sports. And lastly, Yamauchi, who barely brings anything on the table, but he shot himself in the leg when he caused problems for the class by betraying them to Sakayanagi. If you noticed, most had the ability to back themselves, and that is why it is important to hone skills that you are good at. Being a generalist is not enough, much less if you are a detriment. Now, perception is far more valuable. It is how you understand or identify situations and your environment. Let me show you a particular scene that made me respect Coenji to a higher level. To give you some context, this was after Yamauchi was expelled. Hirata did not take it well. He wanted to prevent the expulsion. We see him become far more aggressive and irritated with anyone who comes close to him, like a kid throwing a tantrum. And as you can guess, I did not like his attitude, not one bit. It just seemed immature with the way he was acting. Doesn't matter what reason he had. Yamauchi was a prick, and he compared his older friend who was bullied without a reason to a prick. There were people worried for him as well, genuine worry. Yet he replies to them with a look of disdain and disrespected them. That made me even more pissed off at him. So I needed someone to do something. I needed someone to show him how corny he was. And as if the universe was listening, they answered me with Coenji. He was the one who pulled up. And my goodness did I love every single thing he said to that brat. You'll notice that Coenji doesn't approach him the same way Mei did. Instead of being open-minded and comforting him, he immediately confronts him, even going as far as to call out his behavior and taunting him. Now, Mei would try to de-escalate the confrontation, but Coenji uses this exact moment to expose Hirata to her. I want to give you a quick analogy of this dynamic. Let's say Hirata throws tantrums whenever things don't go his way. But little sister Mei comforts him, and deep inside, he likes the attention. But oh no, another kid. Coenji calls him out and tells Mei that he's acting all spoiled. Now, Hirata doesn't like that. He either has two choices: confronts himself or risk cutting relationships. Now in this scenario, Hirata gets mad and tries to lay a hand on Coenji. But we know he doesn't have a chance. Coenji is goated. He only uses one hand to hold down Hirata while the other is in his pocket. That's just one embarrassment after another. And to put the cherry on top, Coenji proposed the idea of taking Mei all for himself. Remember the analogy I said? Now imagine this time, Mei won't just leave him alone. She'll be with the guy who disrespected him. So you know for a fact that hurt Hirata's ego. Coenji carries Mei in his arms and then starts speaking fancily, saying he'll take care of her instead of that bitch ass Hirata. And to see him walking away defeated felt that felt so satisfying. The way Coenji handled this whole thing felt absolutely perfect. Hirata gets humbled, Coenji prevents Mei from getting hurt anymore, and now he walks away in anguish. Which again, is perfectly set up for Ayanokoji to take advantage of how low he was, breaking him even more, then manipulating him to open up and give his trust to Ayanokoji that finally led to him going back to his former self. See what I mean now? Even if Coenji cannot be relied on, it's moments like these where he is vital to create progress. And that is why Coenji is an absolute beast. He doesn't need to do tests because to him, it's just a hassle, even at the expense of his classmates or other people. He doesn't fear getting expelled because he is confident he won't be. He knows how capable Suzune and Ayanokoji is. At the same time, even if they do need his help, he won't bother. Now that could mean so many different things, but to me it seems like he has a grasp on what people can do. Coenji cannot be controlled. If they could, Ayanokoji would have never ran against Manabu, which leads to Sato not caring about him and Karuizawa not being as jealous. Or a more obvious one during the island exam. His abilities would have been perfect for the environment. But who knows what would have happened if he never left the test? The outcome might have been a lot more different. And we know that Coenji has an idea that Ayanokoji has been masterminding D-Class. But instead of snitching or revealing anything to Ryuen during their confrontation, he just ignores him and goes on his merry way. I freaking love Coenji's character. Over time, I started to like him as the anime progressed. I don't doubt he'll start playing a bigger role in season 4. I mean, there's definitely a reason why he's so capable. He may not be a product of the White Room, but he is definitely a smart and crucial character for the next few years in the school. He's around my second favorite character in the show, with Ayanokoji of course being on top. So I'd love to see more of him once season 4 drops. I would love to keep yapping about this dude. But that's pretty much it for me. Have a blessed day, afternoon, evening. I'll see you on the next video. Sayonara.